Well, hello again to another late night with Pat and Pierre. Hello,
Late
Pierre.
night in the U.S.
A late night in the US. Breakfast TV in Europe. And of course, we are also together with our dear friend Leon today.
Leon, who's recovering from the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, that was fun.
Getting
What happened?
It was more so what didn't happen. They scored 1 run in 2 games. It's not a recipe for winning.
No,
not at all. Not at all.
True that. How are you doing, Pierre?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good. I know you're tired too, but it's like we're on opposite ends of the spectrum.
I'm not that tired when I wake up. I'm not tired in the morning. That's usually not my problem. And I always go cold showering. That's the difference maker.
So you take a cold shower when you get up?
Every day since 5 years.
Oh, fuck that. Nah, that's brutal, man. That is brutal.
I like that.
We got Eric in here. We got Ty Cobb. We got a bunch of people joining us. People are gonna pile in here soon. This will be fun. This will be fun. It's amazing how many people stay up pretty late on a Thursday night, man. Me, man.
There's
if
no
it wasn't for this, I'd already be asleep.
When do you usually go to sleep?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, lately, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm not going to bed early because of recording.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had my wish, I'd be in bed every night at 9:30.
9:30? Yeah.
9:30. I mean, I see some people in here saying they're up at 5 a.m. I have to be up at 5 a.m. I don't know what it is. My son's school is crazy. Like, he's got to be up at 5 a.m. because he's got to go to school for 6 a.m. He's got to be on the bus at 6 a.m. 6:05, shit like that. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, my God, that's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, when I went to school, I don't remember it being that early. But the school my son's in is so big.
No, I remember that it was always that early when, me too. So for me, it was more important to find something like a coffee shop who is open that early where I can go to instead of school. And this,
yeah, he skipped a lot of school. This guy,
yeah.
Leon strikes me as a school skipper as well. No,
I was definitely afraid of getting caught by my father, so I probably only skipped 1 or 2 classes in high school ever.
What would your father do to you if he caught you?
Nothing really, just be really scared of disappointing him. So,
okay.
I don't skip.
He
wouldn't have to do much. Just give me a death glare, I guess.
My dad would do that, but my dad would also he'd shake me up a bit. If I did, he'd shake me up a little bit.
He wasn't allowed to really go to school in the country he was from, so he very valued education. Okay. So I wasn't allowed to miss school. If I was sick, I had to go still. It didn't matter.
Pat was a habitual school skipper.
Yeah, no, I was not a skipper. I wasn't. You cannot say anymore that I was a skipper because,
you just never went. You just never went, so it's not like you could skip it. You just didn't go.
He just decided it was part-time.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
No, Pat and I had a long discussion about school and stuff. I'm not putting pressure on my son either to go to college, you know. If he wants to go, he goes. If he doesn't, he doesn't. You know.
There's someone asking in the chat if we have school in Austria. I mean, I don't know. That's crazy.
Well, Josh Herrera, we appreciate that support. Now, give us a few minutes here. It's time for the countdown. We're going to come right back. Leon, let's do that countdown.
Welcome to another episode of Late Night with Pat and Pierre. And today we are already at episode number 3. Isn't that
Already?
crazy? Already.
That's great. That is crazy. Three weeks in a row we pulled this off.
Oh, yeah. And next week, it might be problematically, right?
Yeah, next week we may be off next week only because Pat is making his way out to the good old United States again.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna be hanging out a little bit, and we got some cool stuff coming. But Pat will be a guest on our show on our This Week in Caps, though.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Right?
Nice.
Yeah. So if you hear Lola in the background, she's very tired from guarding the warehouse over the past couple of days. She's exhausted. She's down there and she is exhausted. She is fucking tired. So, but yeah, listen, man, I'm excited for today. We got some stuff, some cool stuff to share with you guys. We got a good drop tonight. But we're going to start, Pat. Why don't we start with the code? Because I think Pat and I woke up generous today. So we've got a code that we're going to allow you guys to use if you want to get anything for 30% off in the site.
Yeah.
So what's that code, Pat?
The code is secret30. So secret 30. It might not be secret anymore now, but
yeah,
it's
might not be secret anymore, but
30.
put it out there, secret 30, right? And you guys have like 24 hours to use that, Pat?
Yes, approximately.
Yeah,
Yes.
hours. Now you're probably like, you guys are probably jumping for joy saying, "Oh, thank God! Now I can use it for that Orioles hat tonight." Wrong, that one is excluded.
Yeah, and the velvets that we dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh no, today.
Yep. So all caps on the site except for the stuff that dropped today, which are the velvets, the velours, and the Orioles hat that's going to be dropping tonight.
But you can combine it, of course. So if you use it, it will be deducted from the other hats that you have in your cart. So load up your cart.
Load up, yeah. I would go get your cart. Yeah, if you're going to do it, get your cart loaded now. Then you can go in, and when the Orioles drops, and there's more Orioles tonight. I'm not going to say everyone's going to be able to hit, but there's more Orioles than there were Ducks the other night. So, you should. I'm hoping you all hit. But that's why you watch, because you'll know when it's happening. But that should be good. So you got the code. You know what's dropping tonight. And I think we're going to have a good little show. I think we should start talking a little bit because poor little Leon over there. He looks little here because he's in the little box. His Toronto Blue Jays, they couldn't figure out how to score any runs, and now they're out of the playoffs. How you feeling today, Leon?
I can't say I was surprised. I've seen this game play out multiple times this year, unfortunately. Giving someone $140 million over 6 years and then pulling him after he was had a shutout with 47 pitches was a little bit weird, but analytics rears its ugly head.
Just a short question. Leon, do you think that the Blue Jays take the Maple Leafs as a role model?
No, because the Blue Jays actually won something in the 90s. The Leafs haven't won anything since the 60s. So.
Yeah, that's so crazy. So Toronto is not blessed with playoff.
Well, the Twins had lost 18 straight playoff games?
Yeah.
I mean,
so they hadn't won in a long time. I think since Kirby Puckett or whatever, a long time.
It's Kirby Puckett days.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the Devil Rays now have the longest. I think they've lost a bunch of games in a row now in the playoffs.
Yeah, baseball analytics, I like it to a degree, but then I think it's turned the managers are nobodies now. They're basically just executing what the stats tell them to do.
Yeah.
They were saying they decided that they were going to pull him around that time, instead of just letting him push.
Yeah, but
you will see this will happen in many other sports too. With the rise of AI now, this will also change other sports, because I think we will get much more stats in basketball, in football, in soccer, and all that stuff.
Listen, man, I think, but there's something to be said about old school sort of believing in somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that analytics can't really provide you. like going out to the mound and say, listen, man, I think you got one more inning in you. You can do this. Like, I mean, how do you measure that?
Yeah, I think the pressure on the players is getting much more due to that because maybe you already know before the game that you're not capable of hitting at a certain point against that pitcher because the stats say you aren't, right?
Right. I mean, it's just I don't know, man. I think like listen, I love baseball. One of my it's my favorite sport. And I'll tell you why I love it so much is because of the statistics, but also we've become sort of a prisoner to them. But I love stats because even defensive stats, you know, like people that believe Derek Jeter was such a great defender, you realize that statistically his range was one of the worst at shortstop his entire career. And it's like it's an interesting game that can really boil down the numbers. But why don't we do a few polls here? So we've got let's start with the Twins in Houston. Let's start there. So Twins Houston. Let's put a poll up there, Leon. Let's see what people think. I think I'm pretty sure what I think here. Pat, what do you got? Who do you got coming out of Houston and Twins?
Houston.
Yeah, I don't think that's a question, is it? Houston.
I think the second game of the American League is much more interesting.
Yeah, because I think that's closer than people might think. I think Baltimore has finally put it together, right? But let's finish up the Twins Houston first. Leon, who do you got coming out of there?
Houston, I think they have the experience. They've done deep runs. I didn't see anything that was like particularly like troubling. Obviously we didn't win, but they didn't like blow us out the water either. They scored 5 runs combined, so they're solid. The Twins are solid, but Houston is built nicely.
But are you the kind of guy that's like, all right, I don't want Minnesota to advance because they beat Toronto? Or are you the kind of guy that's like, I would rather see Minnesota beat Houston because then it validates a little bit more the Toronto loss?
A little bit depending on the team, but honestly, like the Blue Jays beat themselves. In this situation, I don't feel as heated about it. I'm more mad at the Jays than have respect for the Twins because the Jays should have steamrolled them.
All right, so I've got Houston. You've got Houston, Leon?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's make sure we notate this, right? Now, Texas, Baltimore. Now, Texas, Leon will attest to this. I had Texas coming out of the American League about a month ago. But Baltimore is fucking good.
Yeah.
You know why I like Texas, though? I like Nathan Eovaldi. For the Red Sox a few years back, that guy pitched every other game and he was a monster. An absolute monster. That guy is a difference maker in the playoffs. But Baltimore's deep. Who do you got coming out of here, Pat?
I hope Baltimore because I really like what they did the last years with this team. And they have a lot of young talent. And yeah, I'd like to see them succeed.
If you're in the AL East, if you're a fan of AL East teams, you wouldn't want to see them succeed, though. For me, being a Boston fan, we were dead last, man. So it was a fucking terrible year. But
yeah,
Leon, who you got coming out of there?
What should I say?
I lean a little bit towards Baltimore. They did lose Felix Bautista, but Texas's lineup bludgeon people. They bludgeon people, but their bullpen is historically bad.
Who,
it's
Texas?
Very hard to win. Yeah, it's very hard to win with a bad bullpen.
I got Texas. I got Texas winning this.
That's right. They got Will Smith and Chapman, and it is very shaky anytime they have a lead.
Yeah, and guess what? DeGrom is injured again, right?
Yeah, no surprise there, right?
No.
I've got Texas winning this. I'm looking at Texas Houston in the ALCS. That's what I'd like to see.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. True that would be really cool.
And what would be even best for me is if Texas beat Houston, because I think Houston fans, I love the passion, but they need to get knocked down to earth. Pat won't say it because Pat's afraid that someone will buy a Houston hat from Tom.
So I'm notating everyone's picks and the fans' picks too. So for future reference,
I'm going Texas. I'm going Texas. I'm not going to pick. We'll pick the ALCS when we get there, but I've got Texas winning here. In the NL, I think one series to me is going to be a bloodbath. The other is going to be, I think, closer than people think. Because what's interesting, we'll start with Atlanta, Philadelphia, because they're both in the NL East. That changes things a little bit because even though like there's a more balanced schedule now, there's still more familiarity with those teams. But I have I don't know who do you got coming out of there, Pat?
The Braves.
Yeah, Leon Braves as well, right?
I'll be different. I'll take Philly.
Huh?
I'll take Philly.
You're gonna take Philly.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Kyle, you're right. The Atlanta pitching has been suspect, but I don't know, man. It's hard to pick against Atlanta right now.
Yeah.
Atlanta's stacked top to bottom. The home run power is crazy, but have you guys seen that clip of Bryson Stott hitting the home run with no commentary?
Oh yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't seen a crowd like that in a long time. So give me Philly.
Let's see, what are people saying out there? What is the crowd saying? The crowd's saying Atlanta in a landslide, but if you go back to if you go to the other matchup, you've got Arizona, who to me, I was actually shocked that they won 2-0 to the Brewers. I thought that would go 3 games, but it didn't. What do you got, LA or Arizona there, Leon?
I'll go LA. The experience. Their pitching is decimated, but Kershaw and the rookies might get it done. There's just too much experience there in the lineup, I think.
Kershaw in the playoffs.
They got Gratterall, they got Bobby Murder. Yeah, I mean it's a different pitching rotation than we're used to them seeing. I think they're saving their shillings for Shohei potentially, but I think I don't know. I go with the experienced team here. Dave Roberts kind of suspect manager too, but I think they can get.
Well, he's probably the worst manager left here.
Yes.
And being a Red Sox fan, I love Dave Roberts for the steal back in 2004. But man, as a manager, he's terrible. So I guess we've got it sort of. Pat and I have it. L.A., Atlanta. You've got it. L.A., Philly. Should be interesting to see how this plays out. I think I kind of like baseball now, how they've involved more teams in the playoffs and whatnot. I mean, remember how boring it used to be?
Yes, absolutely.
You could be out by August.
Yeah, for sure. And it made the end of the season like fucking meaningless, right?
Yeah,
meaningless. But this had some great energy to it. Yeah, so that's interesting. What's that?
How do you feel about divisions?
What do you mean,
so,
like how they're lined up?
Yeah, so like I feel like the Central kind of gets a free pass to the playoffs.
To be terrible
in both divisions. Again, Minnesota did win, so respect to them. But like Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago, that division is to me is not good. And then the Central, Reds, Pirates, Brewers, Cubs are always bad.
Well, it's because the fan bases out there. I don't want to make fun of fan base. It's not about making fun. It's just they're not as passionate as the coasts. They're really not. And I think, but I do think there was a point in the season where the AL East, not at the end of the season, but at one point in the AL East, I would say like 2 months ago, every team in the AL East would have been in first place in the Central
division. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? There was a time where the Red Sox and Yankees, who were battling for last place, still would have been the first place team in the Central.
Yeah.
And didn't we have a situation a couple years ago? Dodgers won 100 games and still had to play a wild card game. like I don't know. It's weird, right? Not every other, but I guess basketball does it. Seeding 1 through 8. They've got rid of the division. Leaders get 1 through 3. I don't know.
Don't you think the balanced schedule is a move in that direction, though? Like,
Yeah.
With baseball, like there's so many purists out there that want the game preserved the way it was, and so with this sport specifically, you have to take it in baby steps.
Yeah.
I think. Go ahead, Pat.
No. What do you think will change if there would be something like a salary cap?
Well, there kind of is one, right? But
you know,
really. Yeah.
but you can still like, you're right. There's a salary cap, but as long as the team's willing to pay up, they can go over. They can go over
that's
the
what
limit.
that's what I meant. You know, so you have this big market teams and then not big market teams. Don't get me wrong, because Tampa Bay, I think, is no big market team, but they are super smart what they are doing with their budget, right? And still generating.
Baltimore is too.
Yeah, Baltimore is too. That's true. But if you have then, I don't know, the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Mets, there's a lot of money there, right?
No, there is. I do think, like, because the players' union is so strong, I don't think that'll ever change.
Nah,
I think the big problem with the salary cap is there's no floor. So to me, it doesn't make sense that a team can field a team for like 30 mil, and then Max Scherzer could make like 45. Like, it doesn't make sense. And then the owner will just pocket like the rev share. Call it smart or whatever. There's just teams that do not put out a good product.
100%. Listen, but I do think I'm going back to my original statement, which is like this has to be done in baby steps. So I think MLB attendance went up 9% this year, if I remember, if I read that correctly. I read that a couple days ago. I think it was 9%. So the moves are working, right? But I think like the next step from this balanced schedule is to start to eliminate divisions.
Mm-hmm.
Watch. Because it's not right for the
expansion.
game. It's not right for the game. How is it right? Like, it's almost like, you know, in terms of the competitive balance, like, this is counterintuitive to allow a team with the balanced schedule. Now, remember, it's no longer because your division's tougher than somebody else. It's a balanced schedule. Now, like, you have to, like, now the Central gets a pass when the East is like a meat grinder.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on, man. They got to change it. But I think, like, you know, and I think Kyle makes a great point here. The top 3 payrolls didn't make the playoffs.
Yes, that's true.
And when you think about those great Yankee teams in the late 90s, right? They weren't loaded with superstars. They They had Scott Brocious at third. I mean, these teams were not loaded top to bottom. They were like very solid, well put together teams with chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Even you have to draft. You have to draft from within, and then when you have people on a rookie scale contract, then you can add the pieces, right? So
right.
The Yankees didn't miss on a lot of those picks.
Yeah,
like them or not.
No, I think listen, man, these rookie contracts, teams like Baltimore and Tampa Bay are going to continue to be turnstiles for these superstars, these budding superstars, though, because they won't be able to afford them. But
we'll
then
see about Baltimore.
What's that?
Well, they haven't had this, like they basically bottomed out for 5 years and drafted really well. So we haven't seen them this loaded. I don't think it really ever. Right?
No, I mean,
the amount
we haven't physically seen it because we weren't around, but there's the Orioles back in the 60s or whatever were
Brooks Robinson, Frank Robinson, Cal Ripken, but
formidable.
We weren't around.
The Cal Ripken days they weren't.
No.
When did they won with Ripken one year, right? But I don't think they
did
Brooks, they win with Ripken?
Brooks won a lot with them. Jim Palmer, Brooks Robinson, Frank Robinson.
I don't see this continuing. But that's the thing, though. The teams like the Tampa Bays, the Baltimores, the Oaklands, they have to rely on like just great scouting, and they've got to get these young players up and running. And then, but what happens is the interesting thing that happens is the big market teams then go and sign them for big contracts and they don't perform.
Yeah.
I don't know. This will be interesting to see, though, man.
But I think Baltimore has to prove it over the next years. But Tampa is like the last years. It's crazy how consistent they are with these low payroll team.
You know what else they did good though? They're what's interesting about Tampa Bay is they know how to scout pitching, which is rare. I mean, you think back to Scott Kazmir, right? Think about all these pitchers that they've had go through their system. They found a ton of great young pitchers, and a lot of teams can't figure that out.
Yeah.
Can't figure it out.
I mean, they put out a great product, but no one goes and watches them. They had the lowest rated or the lowest attended games since 1919.
They won't be there much longer.
Yeah.
They're investing in a new stadium over there.
You think it'll fill?
Crazy.
You think it'll fill up?
No, I think it's stupid. I think if I were the owner of that team, right? They're investing in a new stadium right next door to the old one. Just get the fuck out of that city, man.
Okay, I thought you meant they weren't going to be at that stadium much longer, so it'll be fixed. You're saying they got to get out.
They're opening a new one, from what I understand.
Yeah. It's like $1 billion stadium.
Yeah, but
so you don't think people show up? It didn't matter.
They will not.
It's appalling though, right? They have such a great team and no one watches them.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, their ballpark currently is a mess.
Remember, didn't this happen too with like the Jacksonville Jaguars? Remember when they first came into the NFL? They were literally having games blacked out on TV because there was these stipulations that if you weren't able to sell out your stadium or get to a certain capacity of your stadium, they'd black you out on TV to try to force the fans into the stadium.
Yeah.
Something about Florida, if it's not a college sport, they don't want to watch it.
Yeah. That's probably why the Jaguars playing, I don't know, 1 or 2 games a year in Europe, because there are more people watching that in London.
There's just so much stuff to do in Florida. If you're not good, they don't care. It's the same thing with the Heat. If the Heat aren't excellent, it's empty.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, listen, man, good talk, right? So we'll kind of keep tabs on this. By the next show, because we're not going to be on next week, but the next show we should have stuff starting to materialize in terms of the AL and NLCS.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can kind of talk a little bit more about it then.
Yes.
All right.
I think for Leon, it's now time to put MLB The Show 23 into the trash. And
I've been playing in 2 weeks.
Starting to play NHL hockey on his PlayStation, and then when the playoffs start, put it in the trash again, right?
So I noticed when the game first released NHL, right? Yeah. Leon was sleeping until 3 p.m. So that meant he was trying the game out. But then I noticed his wake up time starting to get earlier and earlier, meaning getting back to a normal time, which leads me to believe the game didn't stick with Leon W. Chen. Leon, you like an NHL?
No, the game only came out 2 days ago.
But the first day,
he was so excited that he couldn't sleep anymore 1 week before. You know,
is that what it was?
It was the same like with me back in the days, but now I don't have that much time anymore to play those games. But NHL was probably always one of my favorite games.
Yeah. I'm not liking the new physics, the new stuff. So I'm not quite enjoying it as much.
What does that mean? The new physics.
So they changed around the buttons and how you check, and the game has pretty much been the same for like the last 15 years, and then they went and changed a bunch of stuff. So I'm not liking it.
Oh, so you're like that old man that just can't deal with change now,
basically.
Nah, but I can feel you, because I have a PlayStation 3. Up in my office at home, and I really enjoy this. This is just for one game. It's just for NHL 13, because I think this was the best NHL they ever made, and I still enjoy it to play it.
Yeah. People think I'm crazy. I've never played Madden. I've never
Madden is
played any
trash.
sports. I've never played any sports video game.
Really?
No, oh wait, Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, Tecmo Bowl was
like many fucking years ago, but I never got into video games, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I was playing probably 350,000 hours of FIFA soccer. This is something I played to death. That's crazy.
I'm not shocked by that. But Madden, when I was a kid, though, everyone loved Madden.
Yeah, back in the days it was good because they had some super nice modes and all that stuff. But now it's trash. Since all that shit goes to just paying to get players, that's trash. You know, that's trash.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, are you familiar with microtransactions and battle passes and stuff like
Nah,
that here?
fuck that.
Am I?
Yeah,
because my son fucking asks me for money all the time.
So yeah, now everything is pay to play. Like it's not enough to just pay for the game. You gotta like pay to play. And if you don't, you could sit there, grinding it out and playing for hours or pay $2. That's how
Dude,
they get
my
you.
son gets fired up at these fucking games, man. It is like, listen, I can't get mad at my son, man. Like, he's Pat and Leon, you both know Brady. He's just such a good kid, right? But the stuff I've heard come out of this kid's mouth when he's playing video games, it's hard because I want to be a good dad and be like, listen, man, like you shouldn't talk like that. But it's like so fucking funny to me that because he's such a kind kid, but when he's playing video games, this kid's a fucking animal. He's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
He told one dude the other day to do something to him, and I'm not gonna repeat it on the air, but it was like I was like, holy shit. I'm like, Brady, you guys that one, I was like, all right, man, you gotta chill out a little bit. This kid's so nice until he gets on those fucking games, man.
Did you also get mad at Tecmo Bowl back in the days?
Yeah, but Tecmo Bowl was my shit, man. I used to use Bo Jackson and just fucking run over everybody.
Yeah, but they made a remake of Tecmo Bowl. That's super funny. You can play it I think even on the smartphone. It's just a small indie developer who remade Tecmo Bowl, and it's super funny.
What is that weird sound?
I think a dog snoring.
Well, that snoring sounds a little bit different, man. That sounds like a porno.
No. The mic's picking it up.
It sounded like you had Pornhub up on another screen or something.
No.
Jesus.
No. That's for alpha. That's for alpha.
Oh, that's a keyboard, right? Talking about that.
Nah, but I don't like. You can play it still though.
It's a remake. It's a remake of Tecmo Bowl. I check until the next stream what it's called because I have it on my tablet. But yeah.
It's not me watching these videos, man. That's Leon. I think those two Frenchies in the house he's watching are humping each other.
They're sleeping.
Someone said Leon's into pogs.
Maybe they're dreaming something weird.
Oh man! All right, so we got Pat heading to the United States soon. So Pat, what's on the agenda when you're in the U.S.? Anything cool?
I'm visiting Topper store in Mud Haven. And probably I'll go out to Hartford again.
Go out to Hartford, just hang out a little bit, right?
Yeah. There's one thing I need to do in Hartford this time. That's for sure, because I want to see an AHL game because they are playing when we are there.
Oh, really?
Yep. Hartford Wolfpack.
Wolfpack, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack.
Pat and I cooked up a couple of Wolfpack hats.
Ooh.
Oh yes.
Fancy.
There's coming something really nice hockey related stuff.
It's gonna be good, man. Pat and I might get wings again, maybe, right, Pat?
Maybe.
He said he's staying at the hotel right so you can walk to it.
Oh my god! I literally got a heart attack when he said maybe. I hope at least once.
I think we're gonna do a time lapse video of you and I killing 50 wings.
60.
60. Let's do 60.
Yeah, we did 25 per each last time. Yeah, the dirty wings.
The extra dirty. They're extra dirty because they're double fried.
I'll take a look to get the hotel near the spot. Then I can go maybe 3 times.
Man.
I could go there every fucking day. Yeah, no problem.
Dude, it's so good, man. We got to hit that place up again. That's for sure. But then we got we'll definitely be hanging out a little bit. We'll get some content up somehow, and then you'll be on This Week in Caps, so that'll be cool. All right, so we have a special event today. So Pat is going to do his top 5 Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Since for those that don't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger is like Pat's hero. It's like Pat's Austrian idol. It's like This is
It
like
is.
he's like this guy's like God in Austria to these people.
He
So
is.
when I let Pat know that
I mean-
we need to do a top 5,
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was so excited. So I can't. Oh, look, they're already picking Jingle All the Way.
See? It was hard for me, you know. It was really hard for me to do that because 5 is very hard for me because it could be that 4 or 5 films are on the 5th spot, but when I saw the first time the Netflix documentary, it was so weird in the beginning when he said, I think it was in the first part, I knew that I have to go out here. I have to go to the United States, and it was so weird, you know, because he did it. And I think the time when he was living in Austria, it was a very sad time after World War II, you know, and so that's what I wanted to add. Now it's different now, you know.
It's not like that anymore. But
no,
let's do this, Leon. Why don't we pull it up? So because I'd love to have Pat take us through this top 5, because when I saw number 5, I was shocked. I was like, oh shit, it can be like this kind of countdown. Then it like redeemed itself, in my opinion. You ready to get started here?
Yep.
Yes.
Coming at number 5.
Yeah, coming out at number 5. I needed to check what's the name in English because this is different in German.
Say it in German. I want to hear it in German. What is it in German?
Versprochen ist versprochen.
Not the same ring to it, I would say.
No, it's not the same. But I wanted to do some. So it was. I always loved him for all these action films because I think he's one of the big 3 action heroes of all times, and they are gone. They will never come back, right? They will never ever come back. So it's like, for me, the big 3 was always Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Those were the big 3 for me.
You didn't have Steven Seagal in there?
No, and probably the crazy thing is that all of these 3s are with European roots, right?
My dad and I used to watch Jean-Claude Van Damme movies like they were the shit, man.
Oh my God, I loved it.
My dad would get so fucking fired up every time there was another Jean-Claude movie, man. He was so fun. But my dad liked Steven Seagal. I always hated Steven Seagal because
me too.
He wore those tight ass fucking jeans, and then it looked like he was oozing out of the top. He looked all out of shape and shit. Like I couldn't stand Steven Seagal.
He made it look too easy. Like there was never any struggle with Steven Seagal movies.
Yeah, it didn't look real, right?
Yeah, like you would just go there, you know, kind of just casually kill everyone. Like I don't know. There's never any struggle in his movies.
No, people are calling you out though. What about Chuck Norris, Pat? He's not on your list.
Not in that league. Chuck Norris is, of course, in another league, right?
Being careful, I see.
Yeah.
All right. So number 5, what did you like about this movie? Just what was it?
It was funny, and I know there were all these. So if I go with the comedy movies he did, I think it will be in the same league like Twins. And I wanted to add some of the fun movies too, because I think he could also play this too, right? So it's but this was maybe my favorite one because it's a Christmas movie, and you never can go wrong with Christmas movies, right? Yeah,
you can go wrong. I've seen a couple of pretty fucking bad ones.
Yeah, but even the bad ones you can live with when it's Christmas, right?
That's true.
So yeah,
let's see, what's number 4?
Yeah, so number 4. This is hard to put this on number 4, but Pumping Iron, oh my God, this was so great. I think if you compare the documentary Pumping Iron and the last one he did, I think they are probably on the same level because it ends up everything, right? This is from the beginning to now when he's reflecting his whole life. But Pumping Iron, it was like, I mean, I will always remember when this guy asked him, "Hey Arnold, you drinking milk?" And he says, "Nah, milk is for babies. I just drink beer." That's crazy, right? And this guy didn't give a shit about anything.
This guy was
Fantastic.
a machine, man.
Yeah.
Machine.
Fantastic.
All right, number 3.
Yes, so it's the original Terminator 1. And if you ask me why, if you want to structure down the Terminators, it's like maybe for Terminator 1 I was too young, and Terminator 2, let's see what's next, right? But I have to put Terminator 1 on the third spot.
Is this something though? Like this is like a rite of passage in Austria, right? Watching this movie, I mean, it's got to be.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that, you know.
Yeah,
Everybody
right,
knows that. Everybody knows that. And if I have to say, I also like Terminator 3, right? Even though it was much later. I didn't like the other Terminators, except the one with Christian Bale, because I love Christian Bale is one of my favorite actors, right? And but not for Terminator. It was more for Batman, because I think he was one of the best Batmans ever. And if you now look at Batman now, it's trash. It's absolutely trash.
Who is the best Batman, Leon?
I'll go Christian Bale. Christian Bale.
I know it's definitely not Ben Affleck.
If not, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton might be really the best, but Ben Affleck, Ben Affleck wasn't. But Ben Affleck was much better than this guy who is doing it now. I don't know who wasn't this guy who played
the Twilight guy.
And that fucking vampire shit all the girls watched. I've never watched that shit. I hate that shit.
So was Ben Affleck better as Daredevil or Batman?
I think it's Batman.
That Daredevil movie was shit.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch him at all as Batman. Didn't watch any of them.
But Christian Bale should be Batman forever, or they should not continue the series. Christian Bale is one of the best.
Agreed.
In my opinion.
Agreed. All right, let's move to number 2.
Yeah. Total Recall. And this is funny now. Because I will always remember that hooker with the free tits. This was great.
How old were you when you first saw the hooker with the free tits?
I don't know, but it branded so hard into my brain. It's crazy. When he got into the bar and she opened up and it's like she had free tits. But this movie was great. I really liked that movie.
All right, Total Recall number 2. So number 1.
Yeah. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. No discussion about that.
It's not even close for you. This is like by far your favorite.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this movie I've probably watched over 50 times. And,
so what's your all-time favorite action movie? Like not Arnold, just in general. Is it this one?
Yeah, it's definitely this one, but I mean, you should also put Rambo on the list, right?
Rambo's fucking pretty crazy, man.
Yeah. Rambo was also very
I've got 2 weird, like my 2 favorite action movies of all time. One of them, John Wick 1, is taken over for me.
Yeah.
That movie's fucking crazy.
Yep.
The dog getting killed, just like the emotion of it all.
Yeah.
I love that fucking movie. But like,
Absolutely.
I also like, I don't know if you ever seen this movie, Denzel Washington, Man on Fire.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That movie's crazy too, man. Like those 2 movies are like the kinds of movies that get me like fucking pumped up, man.
Yeah. And what's your
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And the other movie I like a lot is Rocky 4 with the Russian, right?
Oh yeah, Ivan Drago.
Oh, that fucking movie.
He dies.
Remember when Adrian doesn't believe in it, like you can't win on the fucking on the stairwell?
Yeah.
Then
But
he gets
all
into his
all
car.
the Rockies were fantastic.
They were
All of
so
them.
good, man. They were
so
good.
Good.
But
So
Man
good.
on Fire was fucking insane because I don't know if you remember this scene where he goes up into the old people's like apartment and he's got the fucking the rocket launcher and they're like, that's between that's up to God or something. He's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna arrange the meeting. He just fucking blew up their car. It's like a fucking just an unbelievable moment, man. That movie was crazy.
Yes.
Absolutely crazy.
And one of my favorite Van Damme movies of all time was Time Cop.
Ooh, okay.
Time Cop and Universal Soldier was good too.
Did you watch all the John Wicks?
I think so.
Like a lot of people got really like pumped up about John Wick 2, 3, and 4. Like my son loves them, right? But for me, there's no comparison to John Wick, the original one.
Yeah.
It was just fucking different level. You were gonna ask me a question before. What was the question you were gonna ask?
What's your favorite Arnold movie?
I hate to say it because Snap he loves this fucking movie, the superhero, the villain in this movie, but I'd say I love Predator.
Predator? Yeah.
I do.
Oh, the best role he played, one of his best side roles he played was Mr. Freeze in Batman.
Oh,
I like that.
I did too.
It's crazy, right?
I will tell you though, his documentary that I watched it and I was telling you because I watched it a little bit before you, I think, and we were talking about it a little bit. I actually, even though it's a documentary, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. That dude, man, think about it. He conquered the bodybuilding world. He then became like an A-list actor, the highest paid actor in the world, and then he was like in government, in politics. Like this guy, whatever he fucking decided to do. I don't want to get into a political discussion, but this guy was everything.
Yeah. And the crazy thing, it's like from the Topper Store headquarters, it's just 5 minutes away, the house where he was born.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Well, listen, I think we learned a lot about your love of Arnold and his movies. So I think it's time to drop a hat before we continue on here because some people are starting to fall asleep, I'm sure, because it's late out here in the East Coast. So are you ready to do this, Pat?
Absolutely. I'm already preparing everything.
So the hat that's dropping right now, you see it on Pat's head, and now we put the image up here. You guys are getting a head start. Get online right now before Hat Crawler sees it, before any of that stuff happens. Get online right now. Get ready because Pat is dropping it right now. There's decent stock, but it's not going to be like outlandish. This is probably going to sell out. So get on there right now. Get ready. And Pat, you can see he's feverishly trying to load the site right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pat and I can talk a little bit about some stuff that's coming.
Yes, of course. It's still loading. A lot of you guys want to have this head, right? So I hope the site survives.
The site has been struggling, man, with these drops during streams have been wild, man.
Yeah, they are wild. So it's currently you have to be patient, I see. Now it's working.
Yeah, it's there. So now listen, while you're all listening right now, do not hesitate to check out because the problem is some of you are waiting too long to check out. There's a lot of traffic on the site right now. So, and the steal of the night, we're going to talk about that. We did something different tonight. We'll be back with the steal of the night on our next show. But right now, there's a code that you can utilize right now to get 30% off on the site, which is better than the deal of the day. So we'll go through that in a minute.
Yes, sir.
So it just hit Hat Crawler. So now you guys got your head start, and the site is loaded with people. So we'll give you all a few minutes. If you are copping, a couple sizes, 4 sizes have already sold out. Yep, it's moving, guys. So this is gonna move rather quickly here.
Cool.
Hey, Pat, how much you like Realtree?
Oh, I love Realtree. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be in Austria. When you're wearing Realtree, you're nearly invisible.
Leon's not a huge fan of Realtree, right, Leon?
No, I like it. I like it.
I love Realtree.
I think I have like 4 or 5, maybe 6 from y'all.
Yeah, Pierre also has a fucking Mercs, a Realtree Mercs.
Fuck you, man. You're not supposed to be telling people that shit.
I was thinking about stealing it the last time when you did not watch. So
I do have a Realtree. I carry Mercs.
That wasn't always the case when we first met.
No, you know what I found is like, because the older I get, the less I give a fuck what people think.
It's just easier not to worry about, did I leave something behind? I feel
like if I put it on that bag, I could put my sunglasses in there. I could put my wallet. I could put like an extra phone battery. I could put whatever the fuck I want in there, man.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Chapstick. You know,
the Tums. I could put some
out.
Tums in there for when Pat and I go to have like 60 wings. You know, it's just like so convenient, man. I'm like, I don't care what people think anymore.
You can even, if you have a special case or a Mercs with more cases, you can even take one chicken wing home with you. You know,
that's true. That's true. But the way you and I eat, there's never chicken wings left. So,
yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, and guys, so I guess we can share this a little bit. You can't use you can't use the code on this hat. That was excluded, and so were the velours.
Yep.
Just so everyone knows. But for anything else on the site except for the velours that dropped today in this, if you use code secret30, all one word, you can get 30% off anything on the site. That was a secret code provided to certain people. I don't remember what the criteria was. Some email that Pat sent. Pat's like the genius when it comes to that shit. So now it's available to all of you. So I would use it. I would use it as soon as you can. And the other thing is, in the store on Saturday, 30% off everything in the store. I'll be there all day on Saturday. I usually go to the gym. It's usually leg day Saturday morning, but I'm going to skip leg day to spend the entire day at the store. I'm going to bring my son along. We're going to have a good day. Head out to the store, get 30% off there too. We want to make sure that we're getting as many topper store hats into the hands of customers as humanly possible. That's what we're trying to do. Now,
you're skipping leg day?
I'll do it on Sunday.
Yeah. You okay. You will give John Cena an advantage on just this day, right?
He's a big motherfucker, man. But
he's not. Compared to you, he's probably the half.
Nah, get the fuck out of here. But I love the gym, man. I love it. It's like my time. Pat, that's the only time Pat knows I'm not available.
Yeah.
Like if I'm at the gym, I'm not available. I put the phone away. All I do is play my music and do my thing and get out of there. But it's also a great time for me and my son. And the only exclusion on Saturday in the store, guys, is the velours, the velvets. You can only apply 30% off to one velvet per customer. Just so you guys are aware. But I'm really excited to get to be out there all day on Saturday. So all of the fall two-tones, you'll be able to get in the store for 30% off. Those the burnt orange with the green, those things, guys, I'm telling you, when you see them in person, they're fucking sick. Yes. They are sick. Like, I don't think people realize how good those hats look until they see them in hand. Just really, really crazy. And now a little update here. Yeah, there's a few 3/8 and a few halves left on the site. The rest of it is gone, everybody. Now, Pat, I think it's a good time. Do you want to take people through some of the pre-orders that are coming? I think we should kind of share that with them. What do you think?
What do you mean? What
should we tell them what we're pre-ordering soon?
Oh yeah. I don't know. I should have it here.
So we have a pre-order opening. What day is that it's opening?
On Sunday. We are starting the pre-order for a triple pack.
Yep. So you got the
Rucker Park and the two emeralds. So we got
the two emeralds. Yeah, the tree chomper is what the streets are calling it. The tree chomper.
The tree chomper. Okay.
The tree chomper, and then the metallic green foot.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
exactly.
So there's that, right?
Yep. And I think you should watch out for the drop tomorrow because we are continuing our streak with fantastic old school jersey hooks. And that's probably one of the favorites out of the pack for me.
Oh yeah, the Craig Biggio.
Yeah. It's really, really, really nice with this side patch in that old gold. And even though that's not metallic, it has such a fantastic shine, right?
Yeah, with these we didn't want to do metallic. So on the Cal Ripken's almost gone. So if anyone was looking for the Cal Ripken, that one's just about done. The Ricky Henderson, there's still quite a few sitting on the site, but listen, I'll tell you, Optic White, don't be turned off by that. This hat is beautiful, and there's a lot more coming. When you guys, if you haven't seen the preview video on Views in the Vault, I suggest you go look. That crazy Seattle Mariners Griffey 1997 All-Star Game hook is crazy. Wait till you guys see it. That's going to be dropped on a stream soon.
It is absolutely.
And tomorrow night, this one will be dropping.
Yes.
So This Week in Caps will be dropping this one on This Week in Caps tomorrow. This is a Cincinnati Reds City Connect that Pat and I connected to. I think you can all guess what we connected this to. But this thing will be dropping tomorrow on the stream. And this one, guys, we will not do a pre-order on. So this one is so if you want this one, you got to get it online because this one, Pat and I talked about, there's going to be certain hats we don't pre-order, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
This is one of the hats.
Hey, Pierre, real quick. We did not get you guys to face off. So you guys are currently at 1-1 right now.
Well, fucking Pat is going to win this one because Pat called me. He tried to undermine me.
Oh, I thought you did not recognize that.
So Pat reached out to me and said, "Hey, listen, I don't want to, we don't want to be twins. We don't want to look like, little twins tonight. So I'm going to wear the Baltimore hat." Now, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I actually like this hat better.
Ooh.
Don't try to influence the people now.
I like.
No, don't. I've not made advertising for this fantastic hat, right? So
this fucking guy, come on. So listen, I like mine better.
No, I know you don't.
No, I like this one. I swear to you, no lies. I like this one better.
So yeah, let's see. Let the people decide. Is the poll already up?
Are you going to vote?
Yeah, the poll's up.
No, I don't vote.
Yeah, bullshit. I saw your hand extend towards that screen, you liar. You fucking voted, man. See, so Pat's O's is winning in a landslide already.
You know what? I was always asking me when there are elections and the politicians, those guys. Yeah, they go in.
Yeah, the politicians.
Yeah, politicians. Thank you. Are they voting for themselves?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Of course they are. But what's interesting is listen, I think at the end of the day, you and I made both of these hats. So what's the difference?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, win-win. You win this vote, I won too. But I want to say one thing, Pat, out loud. Fuck you for undermining me today and trying to trick me. I see what you did.
Yeah. Next time will be tough. Will be tough. I think I'll go 2-1 today.
Yeah, I think you got 2-1. But next week, when you see what I pull out next week
you cannot pull out anything because there will be no stream. So I will take the lead at least
for
2 weeks.
Yeah, but this still happens on This Week in Caps, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we do this on This Week in Caps. We
You
don't
should have told him after he packed his bags for America.
Oh yeah. That might be trouble, right?
Mm-hmm. So a couple of things. Listen, a couple of things we should talk about though, Pat. So there are some other hats that we are going to be pushing to pre-order, just so everybody knows. So the Akron Rubber Ducks.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be a pre-order.
We got so many questions from you guys about that, and
That's gonna be a pre-order. And then we also decided. Let me just take a look here. It's crazy, right? Minor league baseball hats right now for us have been so hot. Those are the ones that we have to pre-order. We have to set up pre-orders for. People are most excited about those. So the Akron Rubber Ducks is going to go on pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
The Segueros is probably going to go on pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
The Timber Rattlers is going to go on pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
The Scorpions is going to go on pre-order. And I think like we should leave this one up to a vote. Like, would people want to see the Space Cowboys on a pre-order? I don't know.
Yeah.
We can leave that up to a vote, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Dead Boy Magic, we're not going to share the reasons why quantities were the way they were. That's internal information for both Pat and I. But there wasn't the 7.5s were pretty low. We'll leave it at that.
There might be also the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's right. The 2 Rock and Roll Hall of Fames are going to go on pre-order together. Those sold out. So I did see someone in the chat asking about those.
Mm-hmm.
The what do you call it? The script dropped on Tuesday and sold out as soon as it went up. So that one was a legit shock drop. We didn't tell nobody. We just put it up there and that thing was gone in minutes. And Dead Boy Magic, no offense. No, I didn't mean any offense responding that way. I just want to, there's certain things that Pat and I can't share as to why something happened. So
yeah.
So crazy, man. The Clevelands though, those will be dropping. We got to map this out on Monday, I think, Pat.
Yes. Yeah, we have to. I'm just looking through all these hats and I'm thinking which hat I can choose next time to battle you.
I think what's a good hat that sold out too is that Memphis Chicks.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
But you know what was fun today? I don't know. I think we can share this. Like, so Pat and I spent a lot of time making hats today, and we got a Rubber Ducks 2.0 coming.
Ooh. And we can also, I think we can also confirm that there is a Hip Hop Is Dead Part 2, right?
Oh yeah, that one was approved.
That one was approved.
It might listen. It potentially is better than the select version.
Maybe.
We'll have to leave it up to the people to tell us once it drops, right?
But I can tell you, the next stuff which is coming is really, really crazy. It's really, really crazy. So.
No, and Desert Raider, the pre-orders will be staggered. We're not going to do these all in one day. What Pat and I do, just so you guys know, a little peek behind the curtain, on Mondays, Pat and I are in a virtual war room where we just kind of figure all this stuff out. So basically, we map out the drops we're like 3 weeks out right now with drops. So we know what's dropping every day for the next 3 weeks.
Yes.
And then Pat and I kind of figure out what are the shock drops going to be, what are the stream drops going to be, and then what are the pre-orders going to look like. And I'm telling you guys, wait till you see the stuff that's coming. It's insane. It's insane. All right. Listen, this was a pretty good show.
Absolutely.
You know, it ends my day. It starts yours, Pat.
Yeah. So I can't wait until all our colleagues are coming in, because now it's quiet. And in approximately 30 minutes, it will turn everything from quietness into heavy rush.
But it's also why you and I work so well together, Pat, because we really have 24 hours of coverage.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Because you and I both don't sleep enough. So, like, you know.
I try to lately.
Yeah, you were a little cranky the other day.
Cranky? What's cranky?
You know what cranky is? Cranky's like irritable. Like you were a little, you know.
Like what? Cranky is like what? I didn't understand the second word too.
Look up the German word for cranky.
How do you spell it?
Cranky.
Verschroben. That I don't even understand the word in German. Now that's a problem, because this is a German word and not used in Austria. Now can I translate it to Austrian?
Is that the same language though?
Yeah, it's
like a different slang or something maybe.
They're derived. It's derived from German. but not all the words translate.
Now in Austria, it's like always you have to put something like fucking in front. Then it's Austrian. Austrian. No, it cannot translate cranky verschroben. I don't know what it is.
You know what my favorite thing is? Like all the systems are in German, right? So like if I go into like the stock levels and shit, there's certain shit that's still written in German. So I'll make fun of it with my mom. I'll try to say the German words with my mother.
I don't even know if it's really weird. I don't know the word because it's like translated to it's comparable to a cranky owl.
I'm gonna be honest with everybody out there. Pat's rarely cranky, honestly.
I think moody would be a word for it. Cranky, moody. Yeah, moody.
Don't let this fucker fool you. He's pretending like he doesn't know. He knows exactly what we're talking about. This guy, Moody, really? He knows exactly what we're talking about. All right, so this was a good show. So listen, before we wrap up, though, what should the top 5 be next week? Because I have to participate. I can't do that to you again. So, like, what should it be?
Top 5? Should I choose something? Oh no, I had to prepare that.
How about
what about most badass animals?
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. Yeah, I can show you a video when I'm facing, what I sent you.
He sent me a picture the other day when he went for a run of a wild boar staring him down.
Oh man, you're very careful. They could gore you.
Those motherfuckers are big, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are. But it was behind the fence, so I can do something.
He made it look like
I can say, yeah, come on, I want to battle you. I want to bring you down, and you cannot see the fence because it's in front of me, and I filmed.
Oh, okay.
He went through like the little holes of the fence to take the picture, as if that thing was right in his face.
Yeah, that's good. The badass animals, right? That's
some good ideas here too, though. So we'll do badass animals next week, right? But then we've got top 5 video. I can't do video games. I'm not into
I already know your number one. I already know.
What? For animals?
Yeah, I already know.
I mean, most of our viewers might know, but
yeah, we had a very long discussion already about that last time when we went in the car.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah,
this fucking animal's crazy. We
Yep.
won't spoil it for everybody else, but top 5 condiments. There's some good stuff here.
Yeah, but there's one rule, okay? If we talk about badass animals, we need to talk about really strong animals and not fucking spiders or something like that, right?
Oh yeah. Those I don't like. I like most of mine are going to be fucking mammals.
Yeah. No spiders. Nothing which can be killed by feet.
Komodo dragons are pretty fucking crazy too, man.
Oh yeah, they are.
Komodo dragons are pretty fucking crazy. Have you ever seen those, Leon?
Of course. Yeah.
Those things are fucking and they're crazy.
You told me about the Komodo dragons when they are biting, and I made some research, right? And it's weird because the most dangerous bites from animals are from Komodo dragons and also from cats. I didn't know that because I know cats, because cats have a lot of bacteria in the fucking mouth. So you can smell that cats have a problem with their mouth because if a cat is opening her mouth, it's like always.
You know what's interesting about my dog, right? A bulldog, you would think that she has bad breath. My bulldog, she's never had bad breath.
Yeah, see,
it's so weird.
That's different with cats because it's like, oh my god.
When
my cat is laying behind me and I don't see him, sometimes I can smell him.
Smell him before you see him?
Yeah, if he's opening his mouth. Now, cats are not smelling bad, but when they're opening up their mouth, it's like a different ballgame.
It is pretty gross. And listen, W Pick 24 top 5 rap albums. Pat can participate in that too.
Yes, of course.
Doesn't have to be just me. Pat knows his rap music. It's hip hop, so we can do that too. All right. Listen, we got to wrap up for the evening. I got to be up in 4 hours and 50 minutes to get my boy on the school bus. So, listen, I want to thank all of you for joining us this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed the drop. And make sure you take advantage of that code before it expires about 23 hours from now. So make sure that you take advantage of that code. If you're local, I hope to see you in the store on Saturday. Even if you don't want to buy anything, I don't care. Come on in and say hi. Anna and I would love to have you there. I'll have my son with me. There'll be a lot of people showing up at the store that day. And with that, Leon, big fella, make yourself big and take us away.
Yeah, make sure you guys are dropping a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. For Leon, Pat, and Pierre, we're out of here.
See you, everybody.
Bye.